Big man ting, smash the like button and subscribe. So as you've seen by the title of this video, and as you see on your screen now, Sky and Matchroom have confirmed AJ versus the heavy bag is now locked in for June 20th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. My mouth is watering. Now, people may be sitting there thinking, oh, we don't want to see this, we want that. Well, this is what we're getting, and this for me is ideal. The YB is the prophetical one. I've been telling you, man, what we need. What AJ needs right now is this fight. What boxing needs right now is what's going to happen. We need the Wilder. People saying, oh, we don't want to see Wilder 3. I want to see Wilder 3. I want to see what Wilder's made of. We've heard the talking. Yeah, we've seen him jack in the ring, but let's see the comeback. Let's see if he can pull off an AJ, for example. Completely change his style. I think he's earned his opportunity to at least the chance to prove himself, but he hasn't earned squat. But still, let's throw him in there again, because listen, worst case scenario is that we get to watch him get whooped again, in even worse fashion, theoretically speaking. Thinking about it, Fury turning his shots over even more, getting even stronger. Wilder, if he stays complacent, if he blames his costume, he's just going to get merkled even more, kind of thing. So, is it really that much of a bad situation? Especially when we're not talking about Wilder versus Fury 3 being in November. It's July, around the same date this fight is. So it's all working out nicely. Both of these two lads, AJ and Fury, are going to come together at the absolute physiological and experience peaks of their careers. I don't want, as an AJ fan or as a boxing fan, I don't want AJ to go into a Fury fight off of that Ruiz win. Not really, no. I want him to go into the Fury fight sharp, ferocious, Mike Tyson 1986-ness. Never mind inside fightingness. AJ needs to go in there with Fury, Mike Tyson 1986-ness. How about that? Yeah? And how he does that, or one of the first steps of that, is this Pulev fight. Go and watch. Anyone who just doesn't know Pulev. Now, I'm not being disrespectful. In fact, I'm being what I'm being. Anyone who don't like it. Turn off the station. Kind of one of them ones there. Yeah? One of them throwback Mike Tyson ones. But like I was saying, anyone who don't really know, go and watch Vladimir Klitschko versus KUBRAT Pulev. And what you'll see in that fight is a complete murkage. No, it wasn't a complete murkage. Literally, Vlad's known for a big jumping, leaping left hook. And it's not the most... In fact, people say AJ's stiff. People say AJ's got no head movement. But AJ, on his worst day, when he fought Klitschko, was able to move his head and get out of the way of all of them big leaping left hooks. I'm pretty sure not even one of them hit AJ. Even AJ, overweight, not in shape, and out of cardio, knocked down, etc., was able to move his head and avoid them big leaping left hooks. Never mind AJ now, but the point is, go and watch the KUBRAT Pulev fight. Just go and watch the highlights. Vladimir Klitschko jumped in with a big leaping left hook about 4 times in a row and put Pulev down every single time. Hit him square with the same punch. It seems to be that KUBRAT Pulev holds his hands a little. We talk about how AJ sometimes holds his hands a little too wide. Pulev's hands are way too narrow, because them hooks, he can't dodge no hooks. And what do we know about AJ? AJ's Mr. Hooker. AJ Mr. Inside Fightingness. So this for me is going to be a great opportunity to get back them inside fightingness. Get back them 1986 Mike Tyson-ness feelings for AJ. You can go into this fight and actually not be... Look, listen, at heavyweight, you don't want to be taking no free shots. But in this fight, AJ, in my opinion, should go in there kind of with the AJ versus Dillian White mentality. The AJ versus Jarrell Miller mentality. I want him to get used to being in that mentality. Because when he fights Fury, that's the mentality he's going to need. And it's no good spending 3 years being kind of moist, where you're just kind of going through the motions, which has been the case if we're honest with ourselves. Think about it. Since the Klitschko fight, it's been kind of, the attitude's been kind of moist. Yeah, we were meant to get the Jarrell Miller fight, but Jarrell Miller juiced himself out of his mind, kind of thing. So we didn't get that. So it's been a period, it's been a bit of a dip where AJ's performances and mindset hasn't been totally ferocious in the ring and out kind of thing. So what he needs to do now is get that back, and Pulev's the perfect target for that, because you ain't got to worry too much about what's coming back. And even if you do get hit, listen, what do we know? We've seen AJ hit by Dillian White before. We've seen AJ hit by this Vladimir Klitschko before, etc, etc. You can take a shot. But the point is, this guy here needs to get it good and proper. And I want to see AJ go in there with his team, obviously with a game plan, and strategically break this man down. Don't just go in there and use your athletic prowess. We saw in the AJ vs Ruiz 2 fight, for the first time, AJ's team have actually come up with an actual game plan and played it out to a T. I don't care what no one says. I've never seen AJ really play out a game plan to a T before. Normally, AJ kind of just goes in there, and to be honest, if June 1st is anything to go by, it just goes to show, normally AJ just kind of goes in there and relies on his instincts and relies on his genetic specimenness and whatnot. Obviously, after that loss, they kind of learnt that, no, we need to make sure we have a plan every time. Well, this plan needs to be how you break this man down and bust him up clinically. Or, to be honest, I'm not really fussed. You can do it either way. Bust him up clinically, i.e. first round, feel him out, and then start building by round 4 out of there. Because Vlad got him out of there in round 4. So I'm thinking, and that was a Pulev who was 5 years younger. 5 years more fitter kind of thing. This is Pulev at 40 years old. He's old. Not as old as Ortiz, but still. He's old and slow. So if Klitschko can get him out of there, if Klitschko ain't no hooker like AJ, if Klitschko can get him out of there, if Klitschko can get a prime Pulev out of there in 4 rounds, I don't see much reason why AJ shouldn't be going in there with a similar plan. First half of the round, feel him out. Then just start landing some heavy jabs. Then the next few rounds, it's one of them ones there. And like I said in my other video, I wouldn't mind seeing AJ walk to the centre of the ring and just get comfortable sitting on top of Pulev. Get comfortable weighing on Pulev's chest, because everything that happens now, in my opinion, should be structured towards fighting Fury. Wilder going to get beat, bottom line, in my opinion. Therefore, everything going forward should have that in mind. And to be honest, when we thought Wilder was the good one, when we thought Wilder was going to beat Fury, I was saying similar things, i.e. I think AJ should, in every fight from now on, I think AJ should try and get used to, almost go into the... in fact, I said this. When we thought Wilder was going to be the one who was winning the Wilder versus Fury kind of fight, I said that AJ should go into the Pulev fight almost looking to slip Pulev's right hand, or purposefully defending and avoiding right hands and kind of begging Pulev to throw a right hand, so he gets in the habit of it. Does that make sense? Get in the habit. What you want to do is, when you're preparing for an ultimate fight, in my opinion, you want to get used to executing a particular set of skills under the lights. So in this Pulev fight, or in looking towards the Fury fight, AJ needs to get used to performing how he wants to perform in the Fury fight, which in my opinion, he wants to be ferocious. For the first time, AJ versus Fury, he's going to be the smaller man. He can he'll be able to go into that fight almost being able to live out some of them childhood dreams of being like Mike Tyson, because he's going to be the shorter guy. He's going to be the stockier guy. He can go in there and step in and roll and step in and slip. He's going to be able to live out some of them childhood fantasies for once. In fact, the only time, there isn't anyone taller than AJ apart from Fury. So this right here is going to be the only time he can go in there and literally pretend to be Mike Tyson. And I think, this isn't me trying to be whatever, these are AJ's best skills. Scarily enough, hooks and uppercuts. And we've never actually really seen him go in there before with his chin down and his hands up, step, slip and start winging heavy shots. The Dillian White fight comes close, but even then, that's 5 years ago. That ain't no AJ now who knows about who knows about the weight he needs to be, who knows about how to get his conditioning on point, etc, etc. Plus they've brought new people into the team who I'm sure can add new little bits. But ultimately, this Pulev fight should be, bottom line, ultimately, he needs to be get up out of there in a ferocious manner. Secondly, I want to see AJ implementing some of the strategies he plans to use for the Fury fight. Yeah? If you plan to be cutting off the ring and hunting Fury down and slipping jabs, because one thing Pulev does have is a pretty good jab, and we know Fury's got a pretty good jab. So with that in mind, I wouldn't mind seeing AJ stepping and slipping to get on the inside. Then again, AJ's a taller fighter in this example, but still, I wouldn't mind seeing some of that chin down, hands up, and just a bit of head movement. Why not? Let's try. These are the fights where he hasn't got. Listen, if you look at the right hand AJ took, in my opinion, when AJ fought Vlad, yeah, that was one of his worst nights physiologically. He was 255, too heavy. He was his first big fight, which drained his legs because of the kind of anxiety and all this kind of business. That wasn't nowhere near his best night. Nowhere near. So when you look back and look at all the factors, nowhere near his best night. And still, Vlad hit him with Vlad's best right hand. That was so short and sharp. That weren't no Wilder right hand. That was it. And AJ took it and sat down and got back up. No eyes rolling, no unconsciousness. Stood straight back up. So the point is, what's his name? Pulev. If AJ on his worst night or one of his worst nights can take Vlad's short right hand, trust me, he can take right hand or shots from Pulev. So like I said, get used to just start practicing some things out, testing some stuff out that you want to use for the Fury fight, and that may be slipping a jab, slipping and stepping, making him pay. One thing Mike Tyson used to do, slip the jab and then throw your own jab with a jabber. I think that's going to be a good strategy against Fury. Because Fury likes to be jabbed because he's tall and long. He likes to get away with it, but you can punish him by the small. Even if you're smaller, and the thing is, AJ is not massively smaller. He's not literally Mike Tyson versus Tyson Fury. It's only a few inches, so it's not gonna. He doesn't have to have that much time in to match Fury's jab kind of thing. And like I said before, guess what? Jab for jab, if AJ can time Fury's jab and meet him at the punch, even if he has to take a Fury jab, I'm backing AJ's jab over Fury's jab all day. Same as any other shot. Does that make sense? Even counter punching. All these little things, I'd like to see him go in there, and even if he chooses not to be ferocious, I want to see things being worked on. Maybe he goes in there and just decides, you know what, every jab that's thrown, I'm going to counter it with my own jab, or whatever. As long as I'm seeing stuff that's being drilled almost. I don't want to see a kind of, what we don't want to see a Ruiz 2 performance. That definitely can't happen. No one don't want to see that. That is like a 0% chance. No need for that whatsoever. Not a Pulev. Pulev got no combinations, got no inside shots, got no power. Yeah, no, definitely not. That's what can't happen. And the reason I say that, the reason I've even brought it up is because sometimes I feel, I've given Rob McCracken his props, they pulled it off, but that wouldn't have been my strategy. My strategy would have been to go in there and stop Ruiz. Ruiz stopped us. Let's give him back a taste of his own medicine. Bearing in mind, number one, Ruiz ain't no Mike Tyson. He wasn't someone who AJ could never beat, who could never beat up kind of thing. And not only that, the whole strategy they employed on December 7th almost implied that AJ's team didn't believe in him. Didn't believe, you know what, we don't really believe that we can beat Ruiz this way. I believe he can. I believe AJ's genetic makeup and his skill sets, trained for it of course, can beat Ruiz at his own game. Ruiz ain't that good. Go and watch Ruiz versus Dimitrenko. Shots bouncing off. And the reason AJ went down on June 1st weren't because the shots was wicked. There was some issue wrong there. Clearly issue wrong. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Because Ruiz hit him with the same shots on the back of his head in the second fight, and they bounced off and he smiled. And that's the only difference there. But anyway, I've covered quite a lot of points there. Ultimately, this for me, people will complain, but I want to see this fight. This fight's going to be a good gauge for AJ's mindset and for AJ's team, what are they thinking? Is Rob McCracken in complete control, in as much as we know Rob McCracken's always egging AJ on to just box? Oh, let's just box. If this fight goes 8-9 rounds, not a good look in my opinion. Because what happens when you go in there with someone like Fury, who is going to be... I still think AJ can outbox Fury as well, by the way, but that makes it more of a 50-50 fight. If someone tells me AJ's going to try and outbox Fury, that brings the odds down from 90-10 to 50-50, in my opinion. Just based on Fury being longer and maybe Fury having better feet. We don't know. We haven't seen them next to each other yet. However, if someone tells me AJ's going in there totally ferocious in the ring and out, Fury's got no chance. AJ's using them explosive legs to get on the inside and then opening them up. Fury's got no chance whatsoever. That said, I wonder about whether there's anyone in AJ's camp who's really trying to nurture them explosive, them primitive, them Neanderthal, whatever that name is. I wonder if there's anyone who's nurturing that side of him. Yeah, it's great to box. Yeah, jab will take you around the world, but sometimes you need, well, a lot of the time, you need just pure ferociousness. And the Fury fight, you'll need that. We know Fury's going to bring the Gypsy Warrior. We need that Chisora-ness. Yeah? We need that prime Mike Tyson-ness. Just totally ferocious at some point. And it's no good going 9 rounds with Pulev, 10 rounds with Pulev, and then 9, 10, 11 rounds with Usyk, and then trying to go ferocious with Fury. It don't work like that. If you can't be ferocious with Pulev, you ain't being ferocious with Fury. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I'm thinking anyway. But yeah, once again, I like to think that I bring a different light to these kind of situations. So I hope I've maybe opened a lot of your minds up to some of the possible. Well, every fight that comes up, I almost have questions to answer. I create questions to answer, and I think in this video I've posed a few. So it's not just a simple case of, oh, AJ's fighting Pulev. Not at all. How he fights Pulev is going to be very important. What we actually observe is going to be very vital, looking into the long run. And I can go in circles and keep saying it, but yeah, but ultimately I'm excited. This is exactly what I want. I want a Pulev fight, and I want a Usyk fight. I want 2 fights before. 2 not high level, but they are high level. Let's get it right. Wilder ain't got no one like Pulev on his record. Yeah? Makes me laugh. Look at Wilder. Wilder couldn't stop Wilder's first world championship fight was Bermane Stiverne. Wilder couldn't stop him. AJ's was Charles Martin. What do you think Charles Martin does to Bermane Stiverne? Charles Martin would box Bermane Stiverne's head clean off, and AJ stopped him in the second round. And this is the point. Anyway, don't know I brought Wilder into it, but anyway, listen. Exciting fight from my point of view. Questions will be answered. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts.